Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm your Kennywood fanatic and I hope you all are having a wonderful day and a wonderful week. I know I am. Normally I do a ranking of all the major parks I visit, like I did a ranking of Cedar Point, Kings Island, Busch Gardens, and the new major park I got out to this year was Hersheypark. So let's do a ranking of it. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Last night I took a walk before dark. I swing a place called Kennywood Park. That's fun to see what I could see. That's where the girls are. I took a ride on the laser loop. The girl who sat beside was awful cute. And when we stopped, she was holding hands with me.
Quick note, I did not get on Laugh Track, Wild Mouse, or Coco Cruiser, so they will not be in this video. In last place, we have Trailblazer. Trailblazer's okay. It's a good family ride, but it's also very janky. It's an Aero mine train that's not really that great of an Aero mine train. My favorite Aero mine train has to be by far Adventure Express, and this does not even come close to it. It's forceless, and there's one really thrilling part, and even then I say thrilling with air quotes around it, and that is the double helix at the end. Trailblazer is a fine ride. It's okay for families, I guess, but even for taller people, it's not very comfortable. It's a very janky, hot mess express of a ride. It tracks smooth, but its transitions are bad, and the first half is so slow, and then after that double helix, it just ends. So, it's alright, but it's definitely nowhere near my favorite in the park. Numbers 11 and 10. We have Lightning Racer Lightning and Lightning Racer Thunder. I'm definitely not a fan of these rides. Both sides are super rough and potholey and jackhammery, and they're also really forceless. Like, they do nothing. The one thing it does well is the doling, which is great. I love the doling. It's amazing. I'm glad they dole every single time. Of the doling coasters I've done, it has the best doling aspect. I mean, the only other doling, I say in air quotes, coasters I've done have been Gemini at Cedar Point, Racer at Kennywood, and Racer at Kings Island. But even then, they're more of racing coasters than doling coasters. I think this ride could definitely use a retracking because, like I said, it's forceless. Maybe reprofile those two big camelbacks right at the beginning, right after the drop. But it does nothing. I think these would have made a better RMC conversion than Wildcat would have, because RMC has definitely figured out how to make a doling coaster, as we've seen with Yoy at Wallaby Holland. So I think a doling RMC iBox coaster would be great, and it would kind of like give like a comeback for RMC doling coasters after Twisted Colossus did not really dole as much as it should. Okay, we're out of the quote-unquote bad rides, because at number 9 we have Super Duper Looper. Super Duper Looper is super duper, and it also is a looper. It's a great ride for families and for kids who want to experience their first inversion. The loop is super forceful, but it doesn't like knock the socks off of you. It was definitely a lot more intense than I was expecting, but I could definitely keep marathoning this and lapping this all day. This ride is surprisingly smooth. I thought it was going to beat the brains out of me for being an old looping coaster. Schwarzkopf really knew how to make smooth rides back then. I will say after the first half, after the loop, it just feels like a mine train. But you know what, that's okay because the loop is phenomenal, and this is a great ride, especially for having it be a family ride after an intense loop. You just want to kind of coast for a while, which I definitely think Schwarzkopf knocked it out of the park with this. Number 8 definitely shocked me a little bit. Number 8 is Jolly Rancher Remix. I was expecting Jolly Rancher to be kind of bad and boring because it is a standard Vekoma boomerang, but it definitely surprised me. The loop is super forceful, and it's also not too rough. I know in the vlog I said that it was rough and I didn't like it, but I've been thinking about it a lot more, and it's a great fun ride. I guess I like boomerangs more than I think because I also thought Invertigo would be bad, and I also liked Invertigo. I do think I like Invertigo a little more than this, but this is still a great ride and a great attraction for Hersheypark. At number 7, we have Comet. Comet is a great ride. It's fun. It doesn't really do much, but you just get this sense of history whenever you're on it because it is a classic wooden coaster. My home park is Kennywood, obviously. I say it all the time. So I love wooden coasters, especially the old classic ones. It is smooth. The middle of the train is kind of bouncy, though. It feels like a little bit like a trampoline. There's not really much airtime on it, but you don't really need airtime when you're a classic ride. Okay, we're in the top 6. All of these coasters from now on could be a headlining attraction at a different park. But at number 6, we have Great Bear. Great Bear is a great ride in the first half. I love the helix before the drop. That's the most positive filled moment of the entire ride. I also like the Immelman, the 0G roll in the vertical loop. But after that, the ride kind of just dies. It doesn't really do much. Yes, the corkscrew at the very end is great, but after the first half, this ride just kind of weaves and dodges a whole bunch of other attractions in the midway. I do like the interaction with the water though. That's a very neat part of this ride. But I wish that this coaster just did a little bit more with its land. I do think it's the weakest of the B&M inverts I have experienced, but I think at the right park, this could definitely be a headlining attraction. Okay, at number 5, we have Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is a great ride. It has a lot of intense positives. The corkscrew is really whippy and fun, and I love the ejector airtime hill. I have one major problem with this ride, and if you watch my bus or bust video, you'll know what it is. It's the fact that this feels like it should have a separate load and unload station. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just doing this solely based off of the layout and the ride experience while on the main course. I think this Norwegian loop is amazing. It's great. It has a whole bunch of positives at the bottom. The Cobra roll is really fun. The double corkscrew is insane. And the ejector airtime hill is great. I think this was one of the most underrated rides of my 2025 coasters, but I also feel like it was a tad leaving a bit to be desired. Overall, this is a fun ride, and I definitely recommend it if you go to Hershey. Do not skip it, but I'd probably say make this one of the first things you do because it will get a very long line. You guys may get mad at me for where this coaster is, but my number 4 is Skyrush. Skyrush is a fun ride, don't get me wrong. And I think the new lap bars probably make the ride better. I never experienced with the old ones, but I still am not a fan of these lap bars. Even going up the lift hill, it's just so forceful that any room you have is automatically negated. And then the drop is bonkers. Let me just say, the drop is insane. It has a weird kink in it. You like get double airtime basically on the drop. It's great. But then at the bottom of the drop, you pull so many G's and that lap bar just comes and slams down on you. You get no room. You get stapled for the whole ride, which makes the airtime be absolutely negligent. So you basically don't feel anything on this ride except for some laterals, which are fun. Skyrush is a fine ride. It also is a bit rattly and bumpy. I only experienced it once on the wing seat though, so that could just be a wing seat thing, and it could be smoother the closer to the track. Skyrush is a fine ride, but at the end of the day, I think I prefer other rides. I wish it just had different trains. If it had the Intamin T-Bar trains, oh my gosh, this ride would be amazing. Coming in at number 3, we have Candemonium. Candemonium is a great ride. It's really fun. I love the first half, and this ride definitely feels like a baby Orion. The first half is great. The 5-second floater hill has great floater, and the hammerhead turnaround is great. And I will say, in the front row, the second half is still amazing, and it's very Orion-esque with its second half. But in the back row, the second half does get kind of neutered because of the trims. This is still a really fun and smooth ride, and I think my second favorite B&M Hyper out of the 3 that I Don't get mad, because my number 2 is Wildcat's Revenge. Wildcat's Revenge is a great fun ride. In the back row, every single element delivers. It's so powerful, especially in the back row. Even the pre-lift section gives great airtime, which I know it's crazy, but listen, it's amazing. My favorite part of the ride is definitely the flat turn we see here, where you go up, you do a flat turn, and then you kind of go down. Sort of like a double dip, but on a flat turn. Right here, which the train is doing right now. That's probably my favorite part of the entire ride. Wildcat's Revenge in the front row is still good, but it's definitely a back row ride. Coming in at number 1, you probably figured it out by now, but we have Stormrunner. If you could ask me what coaster I would want to ride for the first time again, it would be Stormrunner. This launch in the front row is insane. It's by far the best launch I've done. Top Thrill 2 has nothing on this launch. It's so powerful. If you go back and watch my video that I posted about this, you would just hear my voice screaming over everyone. This is such a good ride. The airtime you get into the top hat is insane. The Cobra loop, yes, it's a Cobra loop, not a Cobra roll, It's fine. I don't really remember that one. It just kind of feels like a filler element. It doesn't stick out to me. But the element that does stick out to me on here, other than the launch, is the flying snake dive. In the front row, you get a good dose of floater airtime before just doing this continuous rolling motion through the element. Overall, this is an insane coaster, and it's definitely my favorite by far at Hershey. Anyways, that's going to do it for the rest of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below and your Hersheypark lists. I would love to see them. Shout out to PANJ Thrills, Airtime Thrills, The Coaster Scoop, Northeastern Thrills, Coaster College 2, Wildcats Revenge Thrills, Dopamine Coasters, Amusement Insider, for all providing footage for this video. With that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Please exit safely to your right and have a great rest of your day here at Kennywood Park.